All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining for the Series 9 finalist reveal. So we got a little bit of discussion that we'll go through here in the beginning. We're going to talk through kind of the timeline for those of you that are new to this process, and then also to kind of set the stage here for the finalists that we're going to be revealing soon. So we are coming up into our phase where we're starting to work on the models here. So we're announcing the finalists live today. We have been working with a handful of these finalists for the last week or so after we've gone through and done all the formalities. But so over the next 5 months or so, we will be working on refining these models and bringing them to a point where they are we're going through and fixing a lot of the stability things that might be existing in there, working through all the elements that are in the models, and overall just bringing those models to a state where they will be even more enjoyable than they currently are. So once we do that, then we go into the manufacturing phase. So it takes quite a while to manufacture sets. There's a lot of time that's set aside to manufacturing the elements. They are all manufactured in Lego factories all over the world. And then we go into the crowdfunding phase. So crowdfunding for these models will be in October of 2026, with those sets then shipping in March of 2027. So overall, it's about a year and 5 months from start to finish. But we got quite a process here going on, and we're looking forward to announcing these finalists here. So as we get into that, we would like to introduce our fan hosts that we have here today. So bringing back CPAFOL, and then for this series, we've got Stud City with us. Hello.
Awesome. It's great to be here. I love seeing everyone in chat. I see a lot of guesses. I don't know. There might be some right ones, might be some. Who knows? We'll see. We'll have to wait a little bit.
We'll find out shortly, though.
Very soon. Very soon. So I think, are we getting right into it, Alex?
Yep. I'll hand it over to you and let you take it from here.
All right. Well,
thank you.
Just in case anyone is new, I saw there actually are a lot of new viewers in chat, which I'm very excited about. So I'll introduce myself real quick. My name, I go by CPA because I'm actually a certified public accountant. So I thought that would be fun to mix and mash up with my channel. So I do a lot of BrickLink Designer Program videos and live streams. Surprise, surprise. So if you're interested in that, definitely check me out. Cristo, Stud City, why don't you give us a little background on you?
Yeah, my name is Cristo. I'm from my channel called Stud City. I'm not a certified stud, but it goes with a Lego brick. So that's where I kind of came up with that name. We are a Lego ambassador, and very fortunate to be kicking and co-hosting this epic BrickLink Designer Program, as this has been something it's been really awesome to get brought back to life in, like, I think it was early 2020. So excited to be here and excited to announce our winners.
Absolutely. Well, I know I prefer to keep everyone waiting, but I know we've gotten some feedback, and people don't seem to like waiting as much as I do. But Cristo, we've got 5 mystery boxes in front of us. What do you have to say about this first one that's coming up?
Oh man, I feel like fans are, I've always been a little bit of a building fan, or maybe even a train fan or fantasy fan, but I feel like one has always sticked out to me a little bit more than the other. CPA, we could keep them waiting just a little bit. Those question marks won't reveal themselves, right?
Oh yeah. So you mentioned the train fans. They might like this first one. Is what you're kind of telling us?
I'm really strong suited that train fans are going to get a kick out of this one. So we'll go ahead and kick things off in the right way with series number 9 here, with actually a repeat winner from all the way. Was it series 1?
It was series 1 back in late 2023, I think, or early 24.
And this one will fall into the trains category, right, CPA?
Yes, it will.
So I'll let you give the final name to it, but man, is this an awesome set.
Let's go. Woodbrick Freight Depot. I've saw a lot of chatter on this one online as it was hitting the rounds.
And this designer is, the official name here, Woodbrick Freight Depot from Mind the Brick. And like we said, a repeat winner from not a similar set, but a similar concept of a train building. So welcome on in, Mind the Brick.
And here we have the designer. It's great to see you again. I feel like it's been a while, which it really has been a while, but how's it feeling being back for series 9?
Very excited. Very, very excited. I'm really happy that I'm back and I can share one of my designs again with the fellow AFOLs.
Congratulations to start things off.
Thank you.
If you haven't got
Thank
enough
you so much.
congratulations. This is a very beautiful and well-designed looking set. Really impressive here. And I know I would love to start off with the question of like, how does it kind of like feel to kind of win again, right? I know it's always a process, but
Well, the first time was, shock. The second time was like, you're doing something well. I'm doing something well. It was like a reassuring that, my design is successful, and I was really, really happy and excited when I got the announcement.
Oh, I believe it. And kind of getting into the details with this set, there's some historical influence, some architectural detail influence, and even some functional elements. So digging into that first one, it's my understanding there's a historical element to this build. Can you kind of dig into that a little bit for the viewers today?
Always. I always do research before I start designing something. So I started researching on the internet, and I found many depots which were built in the late 1800s. So this was the Kickstarter. And fun fact, this depot is supposed to be built in 1890, which it's a small anagram of my birth date. And also I found an actual depot which was built in that exact year. So I thought it was cool to use it on the depot as a print, as a sticker, actually.
awesome.
So all these images that I found were mostly from the 1950s and 1960s, because, in 1890, there wasn't much. So I used all those references to create the industrial atmosphere that I wanted to for the depot. And yeah.
Yeah. I think to go along with that, I know CPA mentioned there was a couple different like functional pieces and different elements inside this set. So I feel like a good question here to you as a designer is like, how did you kind of get inspired to incorporate as a lot of the details here, like the loading dock bay, obviously the moving train, the sliding doors, all those details into your model?
Well, they had to be there, I had to add them, meaning that it will be empty without them. It wouldn't be a depot. When you think of a depot, you think of something of an area that is really busy, and there's a lot of people moving and cars moving and trains moving and doors moving. Everything had to move. So everything had to function in a way. So all this came about naturally. One thing led to another.
Yeah.
Awesome. And along with those functional details, those functional aspects, there's a lot of small details. Even on this picture we're looking at here before it switches, there's so many things like that you've outfitted within this depot. I think there looks like there's a post office out front area, and then even in the back, that top left picture, there's a little desk, and then there's that little shelf with all these instruments that they would use. So and the bottom left picture gave me a little chuckle with a latrine or a bathroom in there. I thought that was funny as well. So designing these, making sure it fits and works in the space. Walk us through how that process worked and how you kind of decided what you wanted to keep in there and maybe things you had to cut out.
Okay. Basically, when I design, everyone designs differently. When I design, and I do a lot of research, I take like clips of images, like, oh, I like this style, or I like this, on the roof, and I try to combine it in my design. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I think using small elements and details is like my I don't know how to say it. It's like something I do and it comes easily for me. Some people struggle with that, some don't. And I really wanted to keep everything. And I had loads of ideas. Like I had a studio file with tiny bits here and there that I wanted to use. Well, I used most of them, to be honest. I just had to find a way to incorporate them in a way that I wasn't using many bricks or they were making sense. I hope this makes sense also.
Oh, absolutely.
Insightful.
Sorry?
It's very insightful for us on the back end.
Yeah, I mean it's a back and forth kind of situation where you build something and then you're like, oh, doesn't look good. Maybe I should take it out. Don't use it. So yeah, I mean everything. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the model. I have it next to me. Everything that I used. I think it had to be there. It had to be included, like from the crane, the open wagon. Like, some people may think, oh, we have an open wagon, but we don't have an engine. But usually that's how you see wagons circulating by a freight depot. You don't actually see the whole train coming in front of it. They're moving the wagons as they please, as they want.
Yeah. Good point.
And obviously, I had to add the little red truck because how are you going to move your freight after it's unloaded? Everything had to make sense. The story was combined in a way that the playability also was combined. Everything was put together the best way I could put it together.
I love it. I think we have time for one more quick question on your model. But feeding into kind of the design aspects that you played into it, was there any like specific details that maybe like enhanced for a building experience for anyone who's going to purchase this set? Is there any call outs that you have to, like something that you just love the most out of this one?
The most. I love the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, from the working crane, the roofs that you can, remove them, they're modular and you can look inside and play inside. Everything, all the little bits of the, how you call it? Sorry, the office, the desk, everything can be removed. I just wanted to enhance the playability, except the vintage look that I wanted to portray. There's one thing that I really, really like, the fact that you can actually remove the platform with a crane on top and you can place it wherever you like. Sometimes cranes are further away from the actual building. You can also place it in front of the tracks or on the other side, or just use your imagination and create your own diorama.
No, it's lovely, and I always appreciate when looking at your designs, especially at the Series 1 winner, and of course this finalist. It's just they always feel so polished and so well made, and so I can't wait to get my hands on this one and build it. Hopefully in the next year or so. So thank you for joining, everyone. Give her a big congratulations in chat. Thank you for spending your time with us this evening and sharing a little bit more about your design.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Well, I'd say we had a great start. That's a great start to Series 9.
That's, one already in on Series 9, and that was a phenomenal one to kick us off, especially for us train fans.
Absolutely. And so with this next one, going into the second finalist, the second mystery box, every series, people, they always want castle sets. They always want a giant castle set.
Always. It's like, it's always in demand, right? We're like, we want all castles. We want all castles, right?
Yeah. But something they forget is, where are all the castle minifigures and factions gonna go when they're not fighting and not in their castles. They need somewhere to go.
Maybe like
agree?
a resting point of some sort, or somewhere to. Oh, yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe like an inn or a tavern or something where they can go. So this series, we finally get a place where all of our castle minifigures can go to hang out when they're having some peaceful time. So let's see what the next series finalist is. Sleepy Dragon Inn by Marin BD.
Yes.
Oh, building it. Oh, man.
Yeah, saying easier.
I love it when you, as the designers, you get the finished, because I know some people work in studios, some people do a mix of both. So knowing that you've been able to have the physical product or the physical model in hand, what's it like being a first-time designer, first-time finalist for the BDP?
Like other, it's so amazing for me. It's a dream. It's a dream to have my own box, and especially medieval. I'm a big fan of the fantasy era medieval, so it's amazing.
So with this being the fantasy theme, how did you incorporate various elements of fantasy into this design, into this submission, and what inspired the choices with making certain design choices with this Sleepy Dragon Inn?
The fantastical elements are more retail to the minifigures. I'm a huge fan of the Dungeons and Dragons. Fantasy era like this, and so it's more related to the minifigures with the magician and orc, yes, a rogue, orc rogue, and the little dwarf from the Griffin Kingdom. So it's more like this, and the name with dragons.
Awesome. No, I loved it. I love the design here, and I guess kind of going with that, I feel like in fantasy era we always see a different themed color for different factions of all our fantasy figures, and I feel like this building that you've designed stands out very well, and part of that is because your color choice on this building. Was there any inspiration from designing this on the exterior, even from the interior, on the color choices?
From the color was. Yeah, I choose brown and beige. It's a classical medieval colors you can see in the Blacksmith, or like a lot of other medieval element. And I choose the red roof to make a reference to the dragon and the fantasy. It's like more. It's maintaining the consistency. It's all
awesome. And being called the Sleepy Dragon Inn, of course, one would think there's some inspiration of dragons into this set. Was there inspiration from some kind of media, or what was the main inspiration behind calling this Sleepy Dragon?
The name choose was related to the dragon, and it's a big figure in the fantasy. So for me, it was very clear in my head. I have to name with a dragon, and for in my mind, the Lego dragon. It's a big reference. It's very important for me. So it's like a little Easter egg.
Yeah. Wow. And looking at the pictures that are currently on screen, I mean, the way we look, and we have a lot of descriptions here, it looks like there's a lot of playability and features in it, which I always think is awesome for a building experience. But is there any specific playable features here that you can talk to us about a little bit?
Yes. I'm a big huge fan of Lego real playset, and so it was important for me to incorporate a scene for the bard to dance and to make the inn more festive. And so I thought it would be fun to make the inn really come alive. So I managed to create a system that allows the guests to dance, the bard on the stall dance, and the chicken spin in the chimney. And so I think it was very cool, and make the model come alive. It's very important for me.
Yeah, no, the
Yeah.
functions are always, it's always so much fun to see what designers can create. And I, as a person who has never designed a Lego or BrickLink set like this, there's just I can't really conceive how you all get that in there.
Don't worry. For me, it was the first time in Lego Technic, so it took me 3 days to build it only for the systems.
Oh wow, wow. No, I've heard that. Yeah, Technic is a completely different beast when you're trying to integrate that into a submission here. So with this being the medieval set, I imagine, are you a fan of the castle? Big fan of castle sets?
Yes, I'm a huge big fan of castle sets. So I like the old license, like a Dragon Master, Royal Knight. Yes, I love the 90s castle. So yes, when I was young, I sleep with the Royal Knight castle. The Royal Knight castle was in my bed. Yes.
Awesome.
Is that maybe why there might be a little reference in the build? I saw a yellow castle in there, right? Or I saw a couple of different castles in the build.
Yes, there is a little yellow castle in a classic reference, and for the next, I prefer to keep the secret, and we will see with the BDP team. But we will try to make a lot of surprise.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that I love seeing the different surprises and any changes that you help the team make. It's always great to see what you, along with the BrickLink team, are able to do over the next several months to really bring this thing to the next level. And then I know, kind of with my castle question, I know in the intro I was joking about, the castle minifigures need somewhere to go when they're not fighting. Was that part of your personal inspiration with choosing to design an inn versus a castle set that you're a fan of, or what was your main inspiration behind an inn?
It's when I built the Blacksmith, I love the Blacksmith ID sets, and in my mind I said we need an inn in the Lego Castle Medieval team. And the last at this time, the last inn was the Guardian Inn in the 90s. So I think it was really clear in my head to build an inn for the adventurers and the kingdom. And I'm a huge fan of Dungeons and Dragons, and a lot of times the story begins in the inn. So
yes.
Yeah.
No, it'll be fun to have people take their Dungeons and Dragons CMFs and all the castle minifigures that are out there and fit them all in there. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you again for
thank you so much, guys.
Yeah,
for your
congratulations.
design and being a
Congratulations.
finalist, and huge congratulations.
Thank you.
All righty. So our third, or like I said, we're two submissions in. We're into our third design. We're really crushing here. We're doing great. So I hope everyone in the chat is ready for this.
How is chat feeling? How are you feeling, CPR? I mean, I'm pretty content with what we have so far.
No, these top two designs on the screen here, they're looking fantastic. I do have to say, in the BrickLink white with the BrickLink yellow and the BrickLink blue, looking fantastic up here. So for our next design, our next finalist, I have to know, Krista, what's your favorite season? Do you have a favorite season? It might be different than mine, but what's your favorite season?
I'm kind of biased here. My birthday's in October. Fall's always been that vibe for me. So I'm going fall, but CPA, yours might be a little bit different. Let me hear yours.
No, actually, I was low-key hoping that, because it was going to make sense for this, but we've both got the favorite season of fall.
So you're saying that the set potentially might go with fall?
It might have something to do with fall, more specifically, something that a lot of people do during the fall season. So did you happen to, you obviously know our next design. Did you do that this year? I unfortunately had to skip out. Did you get that activity in?
I snuck a trip in with my wife to go and do our yearly routine at a pumpkin.
Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and see our next finalists. There we go. Pumpkin patch is here. Unfortunately, the designer was not able to join us, but we've got our small set. I know in every series, I'm excited to see what the small set is going to be, as we typically do. You know, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. This time we do. Sophie Builds is the designer, and we have some thoughts that we acquired from her before the stream today. So Alex is going to go ahead and share some of the inspiration, some of the elements and color choices, and even some interactive features.
Yep, we'll do that.
And congratulations to Sophie on this. It's a beautiful model here. And I'm curious to see if anyone's in the chats here is also a huge fan of fall while we're discussing this one.
Yep. John, you want to kick it off?
Absolutely. So she said that she got the idea to make the pumpkin patch because she saw some other models that were in Series 9 that were due in September. So kind of the time of year inspired her. She thought it would be a fun challenge to build something that had to do with the fall season. And then she saw that the pumpkin piece was in the Series 9 palette, and then thought it was more autumn than pumpkins. Nature's what is more autumn, than pumpkin and nature colors at this season, as we kind of alluded to at the beginning. Pumpkin patches, and she thought it'd be quite fun to try and make something in that direction. So she tried to capture the essence of autumn season by combining nature's typical autumn palette with the cozy rustic farm theme that we often see when anyone in the chat, if you've visited a pumpkin patch, I certainly can agree that you know what she's talking about, what she described for us here. And so, she focused more on autumn season in general and didn't really want to focus on Halloween per se, but she's just a bigger fan of the coziness that comes with the fall season.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of unique pumpkin type elements and gourds and all kinds of things of that nature included throughout this set. So I think people are going to be really excited with it. It's quite a fun little build here. But that was one thing that Sophie kind of was going through, and as we were talking through the design with her, is trying to hit on those things that people are familiar with, right? And especially with right now, the time of the year, us being in fall, this obviously struck a chord with it, with fans as a whole. So congratulations to Sophie. So we have our first Danish finalist now, so Denmark on the map,
represented.
Yeah. So it only took us 9 series to get there, but we're very excited for that. So
So let's see, great design. Excited to see what the BrickLink team and Sophie does with this in the future in the next couple months.
It's an exciting one. Yep.
And with that, we're going to roll on to the 4th submission. Cristo, take it away.
Absolutely. So the 4th one here is kind of maybe a blast to the past, if anything, right? But every series people kind of want castles, they want trains, but there's always another theme out there. Would you say that's kind of a
100%? 100%. It's like castle. I'd say castle, and then it's either this one flops with trains. Is how I typically see it.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. And this is also coming from a designer he's on the map already, right?
100%. Makes some amazing design. Every time I see him, I'm like, this is literally just a Lego set, is what I'm looking at here.
And always offering a unique building. I feel like every time it's been different and in a good way, right? It's always been something completely different and in a good way. So not even a single time winner, but a 2-time winner here on BDP, and circle around for the trifecta, right?
Yeah, he's really just building out his own sub theme. He's kind of figured out in a way what the people want.
Yeah.
And then each time he just brings in a new awesome addition to the sub theme that we get to experience and we get to enjoy as participants of the program.
Any guesses in the chat? Because this is one, it's going to start filling up your new sub theme, right?
Yeah, I do see a lot of people guessing it. So a lot of people are on track, which is impressive. Nailed it. Oh, beautiful design.
Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely. This is it's the trifecta right now. Like we have the 3rd one to fit in the village.
No, Łukasz is an extremely talented designer, and glad to have him back again. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to join today. We've had him on some of the past streams, but yeah, no, it's a great third iteration into kind of this Wild West subgenre that he's kind of brought back to life. And the great thing is that we're seeing more and more Wild West types missions from other designers as well. So there's no monopoly on this from Łukasz. It's just he's been kind of submitting for a while now. So we love seeing all the other models being submitted. But yeah, this is a great addition into this kind of Wild West village that's being populated here. With Series 1, we had the general store. Then Series 4, we had the Wild West train, and then now we have the blacksmith. So yeah, this is kind of a staple of every Wild West town, and you have a blacksmith creating all of the things that are needed for each of these each city per se. So you have the kind of a farrier in a sense of shoeing the horses and an area for that. One of the really cool things about this model is the way that I think we always overthink the inclusion of windmills and water tanks in every Wild West set. But we have to remember that those are extremely functional for the time, in the sense of, there wasn't any plumbing, so every building needed a water tank, right? And if there was any kind of automation or motion needed in there, you would need a windmill. And so, for example, like this model, the windmill it turns some gears that drives the bellows that blow air into the forge, in a sense, to superheat the forge, so you can do blacksmithing, and all of the other little tools and things that are incorporated into the model. They're just really well thought out, and that just extra level of detail throughout the model. And it's also cool to see that this is the third design from this designer, but he's always inventing a new way to do cactus and different cacti and kind of floral around the model. So no, just a really cool way of doing that. And then the inside of the model is incredibly detailed with the living quarter space. There's a sliding wall. I guess we kind of a little bit of a recurring theme within this series of barn doors, per se, in the sense that what we see in Woodbrick Freight Depot, and then also in the inside of the blacksmith, there's a wall that holds all of the tools for the blacksmith, but then that also opens up as the entry between the workshop area and then the living quarters on the inside. But yeah, another great model. We're really looking forward to working with Łukasz on this and bringing this to the next level over the next 5 months.
Now, I have to remember, have you guys built this one? Did you personally build this one? And
yes, I personally did the test build on this model. We test build all models ahead of time, and plus a few others as we go through, just to make sure, obviously stability and things that can be corrected. Not there's anything that would be, kind of a deal breaker thing like that. But yeah, this was a fun one. So I have a kind of a personal connection in the sense that I did the test build on this.
Yeah.
And I feel like he always tells a story in his builds, right? And I feel like this one does a very good job with that as well.
Yep. Yeah, and that's something that we always try to we emphasize, whether that's through our office hours, the webinars, any of the other speaking engagements we do at conventions and whatnot, is story is very important. Play features, sometimes those are the difference in a model having a little bit more votes, or 1 or 2% more votes than the model than the next model in its theme, per se. And so we always say try to focus on those things, because they do make a difference. And people resonate with them, something to resonate with, right? Exactly.
Yeah. And yeah, like you said, he always nails it with the story, with this, honestly, the vibe. Like even the one picture that was just on screen with the little chair in the corner, just things like that are just cherry on top.
The color palette too is such a vintage. Oh, it looks so good. I love it. I can't wait to get my hands on it.
Yeah. Any small details within this one? I know you shared some small details, but anything as you were going through the test build and as Lucky shared with us, anything else?
Yeah, the grinding wheels, the polishing stones, like it's just everything is there. It's so good, and then you kind of you're wondering, oh, I mentioned this in kind of the beginning, is that you see the windmill and it's like, oh, it's just another windmill, and it's like, no, the windmill has a function. It turns the bellows in the way that's accomplished through a camshaft, in a sense. So when it rotates one way, it goes down, and then it rotates up, it lifts it up, and so that brings it constantly up and down, and just that's a very unique way of doing it. And as you see, like you mentioned, the chair, the furniture is all, I don't know, if I'm not an expert in period specific furniture, but it has that feel, right? That it's heavily detailed and ornate, and so it feels like almost heirloom pieces in a sense throughout the model. There's just a lot of really good detail in the small builds. So
awesome. And then Cristo, I know you've had the pleasure of interviewing Lucky for one of his previous designs, I believe, for a live stream.
I actually had not got to speak with him before, but I have got to build some of his models, and I think they speak for themselves. I think there's always a reason why winners get reselected, and I mean, this is a beautiful one to continue on the train.
Yes. And with that, I think we're going to move on to our last finalist. It's not just the next one. We're going on to the last one.
We're already on number 5. It's like there was.
I warned you. I told you it was going to fly by, and we're already to the last one.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
so let's see.
We're starting things strong. We're ending things strong. So I'm pretty excited about this one.
Yeah, because if people have been following along in the with the part counts, we know we're missing one, and that's the big one. Of course, every series, people always seem to sort by, I don't know if people just sort by largest to smallest when they're voting, but every time we always have a large set typically, and this series is no different. Anything stick out to you as we've got some time? It's only we've only been here for 36 minutes. So anything you want to tease about this one?
I feel like this is one, maybe native to out here in the US, right? Maybe some inspiration in the US could be. I feel like that might be a little bit of a tease.
Maybe a coastal thing.
Yeah,
East Coast vibes, maybe.
East Coast, what? Yeah. I think more of the East.
Yeah.
I think it would fall along the East. Have you been out to the East Coast, CPA?
I have been to the East Coast. I think Northeast. A lot of Maine, a lot of. Mainly over there.
There's a lot of coastal over there, and
I can see that.
Stuff to sights to see.
But, and with that being said, let's kick it. Let's kick the last one. Dude, the color. We talked about the color.
Hi.
Hello. And also, this is the first, to my knowledge, the first finalists where we have a co-designing team of brothers, which is super exciting. Welcome. How does it feel to be a finalist?
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. Sorry, Nicolas, you want to go first, maybe?
No, go first.
Okay, well, so we work together on this project where we basically share the work. So I did the model, and my brother did the instructions for this one. Yeah. So it was a way to work together. But together we think to every details about the model, like the building, the colors, so everything we're doing like kind of together.
Awesome. And so I have a couple brothers myself, and there always seems to be this unspoken connection when you're working on a project together. Do you find that as you went through this specific design that there were just some things where, like, whether it's you're on a call or something, you give each other that look and like, all right, yeah, let's do that. Anything like that in the process?
Yes. Basically, so right now I'm living in Canada, in Montreal. So I've been to Maine. It's not that far from where I live. And I've been to Bar Harbor, which was the main inspiration for this set. But also my brother went to Ireland, and there was another village. Maybe Nicole, you can talk about it.
Yes, this summer I went to Highland in the west coast to Dingle, and yes, there are some nice fisherman village. So yeah, like some buildings are inspired from this village and other one.
Yeah, so it's mainly focused on, let's say, the US side, but it's also like a kind of universal fisherman village that you can find at some places in Europe and in US all over the world.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's like a really charming build, right? Like, I mean, you mentioned going out to the coastal yourself, right? And that's probably where you got a lot of the inspiration. But I feel like it's a very charming on the architecture side. So I guess, did you like have any, traditional fishing village like designs from that? It was like, that's where you kind of got that inspiration?
So basically, we just had a look on what was already existing on the market, and there is, the lighthouse, the Lego idea set. There was a long time ago the old fishing store. So we wanted something in that spirit. And so for building techniques, the goal was to do each building with a different building technique, also to imitate the wood panels which cover the buildings. Right. So the first one is made with tiles and let's say a classic snot technique. The second one is made with Technique lift arms. It's, I think, the first building which is partly made with Lego techniques. And the last one is more traditional with just masonry bricks.
Yeah, no, and like I said, I can't just stop looking at the color behind each of these buildings. And so, and visiting the East Coast, Northeast coast of the US myself, I can really relate to the colors that take up some of these small kind of shopping areas and stuff like that, these quaint cities, these quaint towns. Was there any specific calling to each design, each building color, or you just kind of through your inspiration and through how you were feeling out each building, you kind of chose the coloring there?
Nicolas, do you want to go?
Yes. So we use like some marine elements, like for example, like the flag for the roof of the lighthouse. In the restaurant building, like there is on the roof a weather van, and also in the front of like a lobster, so with several parts. And if you go on the gift shops, so in the blue building, you can find inside like some old reference to some old sets, like Titanic, ship, Endurance, Hearth Globe, and yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and also for the colors. So the goal was to put some very vibrant colors on one side and some more, let's say, fade colors on the other side. So it's really a balance, and the sun blue, the bright light blue, the dark pink, olive green also, all these colors were really choose and highlight the different building from one to another.
Krista, you have another question for him?
I do have one more question, because like, I mean, this is a large model, so there's a lot going into it, right? When you design this kind of something like this, but when you start to look inside of it, I mean, there's a ton of different like features that look like a lot of like playability for this village. So was there any like engaging items that like you guys want to call out here for builders to like maybe like help enhance our story, or even just kind of tell your coastal line here?
So like yes, you can combine like the village as you want. So for example, you can move like the building next to other ones, so you can choose what building to put next to. And you can also, if you have like for example the fishing store that Lego produced a few years ago, you can combine with. And also you have like plenty of minifigs, so you can play like a lot of different scenes, like for example in the restaurant or in the captain quarter or in the boats as well. So yeah, like there's some like storytelling.
Yeah. Also, personally, I love the season of falls. So for this reason, we choose to go for this one, and this is why there is this tree with red and orange leaves to give a bit of the falls spirits. And I've been so to Acadia National Park, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The main in this particular season during falls, it's absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, I have been fortunate to be up in the Northeast during fall, and I can certainly relate to that. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do you both remember? So I live streamed looking through all the submissions, and I think one of you hopped into my live stream because I had the suggestion. Oh, you should have split out the buildings as each individual of these three little.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it was me.
yeah, it's like it's so gorgeous that I would have taken one of these. Obviously, at that point, I didn't know you guys are going to win. Maybe BrickLink didn't even know because that was way at the beginning. But hey, you don't even have to worry about doing that for next series because you guys made it as finalists.
Yeah, but at the end it was a good idea, and maybe because these buildings can, so as my brother explained, combine to each other. So basically, there is a possibility to extend the village with some houses that you could create, or also. So not now, but maybe in the future, we will think about something to add just next to and to connect everything together with the Technic pins, a bit like the modulars, the modulars building.
Wow. I mean, it is a beautiful design. I think CPA mentioned like he had the luxury of going out there. For anyone that hasn't been out there, I think myself included here, I think there's a reason to go visit out there because of this Lego model, right?
Also, it was a lot of fun to do. And for the references, so by the past, I'm the designer of the Earth globe, which was made with Lego ideas. So it was really fun to do a kind of reference to my own sets in another set. So this was a lot of fun. And also, we include so a lot of sets like the lighthouse and the ship. It's the bottle from Thiago too. So I think he is going to be happy with this.
I'll tell him if he doesn't know, if he doesn't find out through the wavelengths, I'll make sure he knows.
Okay, perfect.
I love all the references to all the past Lego sets that you included in here. It's a nice detail, and of course.
Yeah, it was a kind of a tribute. In a way, we wanted to pay homage to all of this nice set, and also this set is going with the other one, so you can really put the globe next to or the endurance. It's fit in this same thematic kind of.
Yeah,
and I know whenever we have designers going to do the 4,000 part sets, did you know right out the gate that this was going to have to be a 4,000 part set, or did you start at 25, then you went 3, 35, and then you said, all right, let's just go on, let's do it?
No, we knew it.
Okay.
we knew it, and so basically there was a couple of things that we wanted to put in this set, like the lighthouse, the little one. It was obvious to put a little lighthouse in the set. Same for the gift shop and also the lobster places. There is a lot of lobster. Lobster diner. So we wanted to do at least 3 buildings plus the lighthouse, and of course, it's not possible with 2,000 parts. It had to be a 4K set, especially because everything is detailed. So inside the building, everything is fully detailed. You have also, it's not mentioned on the pictures, but all buildings are fully closed, so there is no open back. So we just took care to every details, and at some point we also want to keep going and to improve the set.
Yeah. And so you mentioned it is open back, I believe, or
no, it's not.
Okay.
No, you have panels at the back that you can remove to just see the inside. Yeah, then
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you feel about that for buildings, Christo, but I prefer to be able to close them just so they feel complete.
I kind of stay away from the dollhouse style. So like the option here as like someone who may want this set to close the back or leave it open, I feel like is the ultimate design.
That's huge.
So kudos to you guys pulling that off.
No, that's huge.
Yeah, and it's also, a nice way to exhibit your set, because with modulars, you have to take off the level just over, and you can't see the inside with only one eye. So this set is a bit like the Dead Star. At some point, you can see like the inside in only one picture.
Nice, awesome. No, it's fantastic build. I know when I saw this, I was like, oh, it's weird. It felt, when I first looked at it, it felt a little too niche, but clearly that's not the case, because the fans, they showed up and they voted for this set to be the big one. So huge congratulations to both of you for being the winner with the Fisherman's Village. And
congratulations for the first partner kind of collab here on the BDP. So that's pretty awesome too.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully you've inspired others, kind of open the door and say, we can do that. Yeah. So that'll be awesome. Thank you so much for spending your time this evening explaining your set to us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
And with that, we've got all 5 finalists for Series 9. I feel like there really has to be something for everyone. I always love, you don't have to like every set in this lineup, but you can definitely take away and say, oh, I really like that terrain one. The Train Depot is just and the wild. There's more than one here for me.
A set speaks to somebody, right? Like one of these sets will speak to somebody, or maybe all of them, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's the point of the program, in a sense, is that it's one of the sets hopefully speaks to you. If all 5 do, that's great, but that means your collection and your niches is all over the spectrum of all these different niches, in a sense. That's kind of the point of the program, is that we're doing all these different things, not, oh, here's 5 castles or here's 5 trains, or it won't ever be that way. That's not the intent of the program. So no, we love all the models that come through. It's been incredible, and I'm happy that we get to celebrate the fan community here, because I think that's something that at the end of the day, I think some people forget, is that these are fan design models. We are trying to celebrate the fan community, and we want to bring them to life. There's different types of building techniques that are used throughout these models, and it's a great way for people to learn and get into mock making, is by seeing how other fans design. So
absolutely. And thank you everyone in chat as well for joining us for this live stream. This is our 3rd live stream, I think, because we did the one in person. So it's great to see all the new faces and some repeat faces as well. Thanks for spending your time with us.
Yes. And thank you, Cristo. Thank you, John, for hosting today. It was wonderful having you here. We really appreciate all the time and effort that you put into this. Thank you to the fan designers. They've done an incredible job, and we're so excited to work with you. This is going to be a lot of fun over the next couple months. And then, coming into crowdfunding and then actually shipping sets and getting them physically in your hands in next, I guess it's not technically next year, because we're not quite to 2025 yet, but in 2026 or 2027. Yeah. So
big thank you to Alex and the BrickLink team for organizing events like this for fans, right? I mean, this is for fans. So also a special thank you to everyone who went and voted on sets. It wouldn't be possible without you guys. So we really appreciate that. And again, thanks for having me as a co-host here. It's always a blast working with the BDP team.
Yeah, Cristo, that's a good call out though, is that the fans have showed up huge in this series, in a sense of this is, I think we had over 2.7 million votes this series, which is
crazy,
incredible. That's a lot of, like, I think people also, this is something that kind of goes under the radar, is that like these sets are all driven off of votes. And the sense of why we don't share the vote totals is because then it would be a lot easier to game the system, in a sense of knowing, oh, I need more votes because I'm not the top in my spot, per se. Right. So, if we're always going based off of, that 2,500 part count average, and then the highest votes, is there. And so the highest voted set, that takes the top slot, and then, working our way around it. So, but yeah, the fan votes, that's where it really matters. Sometimes it really does come down to a handful of votes. one way or the other, and that's the set that gets made, and that has downstream effects for maybe another set that could be made or won't be made based on part count. So yeah, it gets really interesting as we're going through. We're not choosing them because it's our favorites. We're choosing because that's what the fan community wants. That's kind of the whole point of this program.
Yep.
So.
And that's what I love about the program. It's literally driven by you, me, but we each get one vote. We each get one vote on each one. So it takes a community to get these things chosen, and that's the people have spoken.
Yeah, it's unique. That's what makes it special.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, thanks, John. Thanks, Risto. Good seeing you. And then I'm gonna wrap up with some kind of news and things like that. So. Again, thanks to all the fan designers who have submitted to models this series. We had a record amount of models submitted this time. So it's great to see the program continue to keep growing. Not only are we seeing, growth in the amount of designers that are submitting, I also like seeing that we have roughly 50% new designers each series, which is also really good. We are all adults in the sense that we have jobs and lives and careers and family and other priorities and other hobbies and things going on in our lives. So it's good to see that there's not burnout in a sense of the same designers having to feel like they have to keep participating. With 3 series per year, hopefully it makes it a little bit easier to pick and choose when you want to participate. But then we also have a healthy amount of new designers that are coming in and bringing fresh new ideas, so that it's not the same 5 types of things submitted every series. But yeah, so going forward, we have a webinar for Series 10. The Series 10 palette is out now. That went out at the beginning of November, and that palette will continue to be updated over the course of the next 2 months as we have new parts releasing December 1st, January 1st, etc. And then we have submission intake for Series 10 starting on January 19th. So, we will have a huge update coming. I don't know it will be necessarily January 1st, given that it's a holiday, but I would expect it to see a part update or a palette push. At least I think it would go live on the 2nd, given that's the next business day that we are in office. But then, yeah, you'll see a huge part update with that. And then hopefully we'll see some additional parts that are, as we get towards the end of the year here, and manufacturing status of existing sets that are on shelves right now. Maybe some of them get extended, and so then some other parts that maybe been in previous series are now returning back to Series 10 in a sense. So keep that a date in mind. January 19th is when we will start taking submission for those models. And then the next thing coming up is we have Series 7 models are going into crowdfunding. So this date, keep this in mind, put this on your calendar. This will be February 16th. So February 16th is when these models will go up for pre-order. We will have pricing and final set photos going live on January 5th. So you will see, I guess that's when we'll see the final set photos. Right now, the photos that are currently on the website are the submission photos. So you'll see all of the wonderful changes that we've made to the models, working with the fan designers. Again, the fan designers drive almost all of the changes and the art direction in the models themselves. These are fan design models. We want them to continue to be fan design models. And so you'll see a little bit of extra things that they get access to once you are a finalist, because there are elements that continue to launch throughout the year. So some of those then end up becoming available for us to use. So yes, so those final set images will be live on January 5th, along with final pricing. Crowdfunding to be February 16th, and then we will do it again the same as we did for this past series with Series 6. We will be doing the flexible production in the sense of we will know within the first couple hours of where something is trending to, and then adjust the availability accordingly. We cap out at about 50,000 sets. But that 50,000 is dependent upon how the other 5 sets are selling. So for example, if 4 sets sell 30,000, one's trending towards 20, well, then the 5th set we could go up to 40,000 if we need. If it's all are trending towards 30, then there will be no increase. And if some are trending lower, then maybe a couple we can move up. So it's around those numbers where we're flexing up and down. The whole idea is during that whole week, anyone that wants to purchase a set can purchase a set. There's been a lot of really good feedback from this. We know everyone's adults with lives and things going on. And so, and for our friends that are in Asia Pacific countries that have to get up at 2 in the morning, that's not very fun. I understand there's some excitement in seeing everything go live, and we've broken some Lego.com records for sales, but the intent is let's make sure that people have been following along for a year, have the ability to get their hands on these models. So, with that, we have a shorter crowdfunding period because we have to be a lot more flexible in our manufacturing planning and the production planning. So we've shortened that down to a 1-week period. But with us communicating this out ahead of time, we know that your credit cards there's a temporary authorization that goes on, but you're not charged for those models until another 5 or 6 months when they're released. So there's really no excuse for missing that 1-week period. We're trying to communicate that out as much as possible, and anyone within that week has the ability to pre-order a set. So hopefully that's making it better for everyone else to participate and receive the models that they want. So good. And with that's it for today. Thanks again to everyone for participating. Really love doing these live streams with you. Any comments, suggestions, things, please let us know. We're doing this for the fan community, and we want to have the fan community present in everything that we do. So any thoughts, suggestions you have, please let us know, and we'll take those into consideration. So thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.